Oh, Fanny really wants to greet people every single time. I tried putting her in her little toasty box and she was not interested because cats don't like to be told what to do, but I guess who does? All right, Fanny, you can be on, as always, you can be on the ground or in the box, but not in the workspace. Hello, good morning. It is March 31st, and I'm determined to get done as much as I can. And that's, my determination is not at the expense of my mental well-being or anything. So I was gonna say I'm determined to get a ton done. And I would like to get a lot done, but determined is the wrong word. I am picturing getting a lot done. So I lettered this one in the last session. So we brush her loose glitter. We've got any confetti flakes that we want to relocate, any little webbies from our hot glue. Now's the time, but we're about to bag her, so she should get a good, nice brushing. I do not seal my shoes, but if there's any loose glitter, I take it off. I aggressively remove any loose glitter. A few little webbies. I would normally give a shoe a little whisper with a hot glue, not a hot glue gun, with a heat gun, because that melts all those little hot glue webs, and just any spot where a hot glue dollop is a little bit opaque, it kind of glosses it up so it is less obvious. But she's done. My heat gun is at the glitter store because it was needed for a workshop, and y'all can see I did the ombre lettering. She's pink on the top, silver on the bottom, and mixed in the middle. Very pretty shoe. I'm very happy with her. And we're gonna call her done. So I've got some pink curling ribbon here. I'm gonna do that. I do like a couple. That's like four. I'll do five to be generous. Important piece of the process that I don't usually show. It's not really done until it's bagged and ribboned and ready to give away. I like the bagging and the ribboning. It makes them feel like gifts, which is of course what they are. And if you've never curled curling ribbon, you take scissors and you pull the ribbon along the underside, the non-sparkly side. And it just makes it fun and festive. This was all the rage when I was a kid. You would go pick out your birthday gift for your for the birthday party you're going to, and they would gift wrap it. They would put so much curling ribbon, and they would curl it to within an inch of its life. And so I enjoy the curling ribbon very much. Pretty pretty. One down. That's our fourth one. All right, here's the other one. Her, I just did regular pink on. I love that too. Same thing, just a little one good brushing on the lettering. And if it was a transfer, you wouldn't have to brush off the lettering. But since I direct lettered these, I got to brush all the loose bits off. And I'm pretty intense with it. I want it to take a licking and keep on ticking. There she is. And I have a bag ready. And I do have, I usually do the curling ribbon, but I have some kind of pretty ribbon that I thought I might use up some of that. So different ribbon options. I use these nice thick, heavy bags that we carry at Craft Culture because I think they're substantial, so they help protect your throw on the float during the ride. And I just also think it feels more luxurious, more of a sort of premium gift situation to have the nice, hefty gift bag. All right, those are two girls done, going in the done pile, going in the boxes. And then this last one, she's going to go live at the shop. next to a little stack of wave velvets, and that way people know what she looks like on a throw. That being said, if I get time, which is a very big if, if I get time, I will make a replacement demo shoe that is 2 coats of wave velvet on top of black. She was camel and she's beautiful, but I feel like the best way to prove to people, the best way to demo to people, prove sounds like I don't think anyone's suspicious of me, but the best way to demo how high cover the velvets are is to put them over black. So all of the demo shoes last year, it was 2 coats over black, even the white. And that way people could hold it up and be like, oh yeah, that cover's great. So she's going to go live at the shop for now. If I get the chance to replace her, let me turn the dehydrator on with my foot. Yeah. If I get the chance to replace her, I will, and this one will go in the pile. But if not, she's going with the demos. Okie dokie. What now? What's next? So our shrimps are good. I've got 24, a little bit more actually. I've got 12 plus 14. I've got 26 little shrimps. I've got my bread. So I need to work on my toppings. All right. Last session, we finished our pepperoni. You guys can see, I hope you guys can see, I've got this one piece of hair popping up. I hope you guys can see that I've got that kind of extra texture from my little pinch of red dots. So I want to set these aside. I don't want to flip them over. I want to drop my hot glue gun. I don't want to flip them over because I don't think I'm going to mix it up, but it'll take me a little time to be like, which side is up? So I'm just going to migrate them over here for temporary storage. And then I'm going to work on my bell peppers. I'm going to work on my tomatoes and my pickles. And then we can put together the pizza slices. I think that's probably the order of operations for the day. And then maybe this evening or tomorrow or whenever the next session is, we can assemble our oh, and I want to glaze the burger patty. That's pretty high on my list. So do I have, yes, okay. I don't think I have water, but I will figure it out. Could I trouble you to get me a small splash of water in this cup? Mm, thank you. Mm. A little bit of an assist is always appreciated. Okay, these are older. I want to bag those. Is what I want to do. But I need my bags. So that's fine. These I'm going to thank you, honey bunny. Mhm. Cheers. Um water so that we can glaze. Just reconfiguring my stuff because I do jump in here and then kind of do it. I don't when I'm doing a demo, like I'm making a video, like a how-to video, I line everything up. I have my stuff planned out. It's like, all right, when this step is done, it's this. And then after this, we do this. And like, it's very regimented, but y'all are getting the real experience, the real deal, if you will. Whew. All right, 2 finished shoes. So we can fill in our thermometer a little bit, but let's see how maybe we can fill in our thermometer even more depending on where we get to today. Okay, so I'm gonna take my little what? They're not wet. I'm just keeping them glitter side up so that it's easy for me to grab them. And then I've got some old leftover pepperonis. I want to keep those separate though. I've got some others for when I do my other pizza slices. These are all done. Okay, but I'm going to move those over there so that I don't cross contaminate. All right, my finished pepperonis, I'm going to set over here. They are done. We are good. Hooray, hooray. Okie dokie. So, this was our burger patty. We've done the side, we've done the top. We are going to need to do the bottom, but we're going to do this in phases. So, to glaze, I'm going to do a little, my gallon's getting low. We're making, I'm going to do a little Mod Podge and a little water. Not a ton. We don't want it super runny. We're just diluting it enough. It's maybe 50-50 at most, but probably a little more Mod Podge than water. And then we're going to mix that. And what this does is make us a little glaze. You want it thin enough that you aren't like catching air bubbles in the Mod Podge, because that's going to create opacity. All right. So I'm going to give this a light brushing, but not like a super intense one, because I want to preserve some of the chunkiness. On the one hand, I brush to take loose glitter off, but in this case, I'm going to glaze to hold loose glitter on, if that makes sense. So I'm going to glaze, and what it's going to do is fill in all the space in between the confetti flakes. And I did a video on this technique that I just need to edit together and put up, which is true of so many things I've made a video of. All right. So right now it looks very milky and not shiny at all. It's like, oh no, my beautiful sparkly glitter, where did it go? It will come back out as the glue dries. And I'm doing the side as well, but it is runny enough that it's going to drip off. So that's why I'm doing it in phases. That's why I'm not doing the whole burger all in one go. I guess you could skewer it and leave it skewered and do all your coats and then just touch up that hole. That's a possibility. You know, something to consider. Not really a right or wrong when it comes to that sort of thing. Ooh, a little pink feather snuck in there. Which, to be fair, in New Orleans, a little pink feather might sneak into your hamburger. That is not at all outside of the realm of possibility of what might happen. Okay, so that is glazed. I'm going to take a slightly grimy bag, a bag that is not clean enough to use for a transfer. She's going to go in the dehydrator. You could just air dry her, but I'm trying to get things done. All righty. In she goes. Tomato time. Or let me do bell peppers first. Set this down. Okay. All right. So the lettuce, last time we did the top coat first. Looks good. There's a few spots where the mesh shows, but that does not bother me. So our lettuce is good. This is two kind of big-ish pieces. I'm dropping everything today. This is two kind of big-ish pieces of lettuce. So these will probably go on our burger. That looks pretty good. It's a lot subtler than the tinsel, but it does look good. Oh, that actually, I kind of accidentally made the shape of the flip-flop, so that's perfect. All right. That's going to go like that. Love that. And then we'll do, the glitter is not done on these, but we'll do like some tomatoes and some pickles. And then of course we'll have the burger on there, and then we'll do some little sesame seeds, and we'll write muses on top, probably like in ketchup and mustard. That would be funny. Oh, I could do the red, when I put together my po' boys, my red hot sauce would work for ketchup. I don't have yellow for mustard though. I want to think about that. It won't really show, but I might do ketchup and mustard on top. I think if I did yellow paint with atomic pineapple, that would look really bright and kind of mustardy. That would be cool. You know what I could do? You know what I could do is I could take an old Scribbles bottle and make it a mustard bottle and make it like suspended, like I'm writing muses on there in mustard and the mustard bottle is still suspended. We might do that. You remember how I was like, we're almost done with this shoe? We might not be almost done with this shoe. All right. So I know that this is, am I committed to that configuration? I think the lettuce, I think it's going to go burger, cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, pickles. I think that's how we're going to do it. So I'm trying to decide if I want to glue the, I think I am. I think I'm going to glue the lettuce to the cheese right now. Getting a new roll started. Yes. All right. Just a drizzle of hot glue. And I put my crinkly side up. Crinkles up. And then, yeah. I want it to hang over the edges a little, but not like so much so that the cheese is gone. And because it's mesh, it does still have a little give in it. So I can still kind of do a little bit of sculpting with it. So y'all can maybe see I'm sort of squooshing it a bit. And I'll show y'all this again when I do the po' boy. But for now, I'm going to squoosh this lettuce. So I'm putting even a little bit more kind of pinched texturing. All right. That is a slice of cheese with some lettuce. That's what that is. Missing the patty, missing the other veggies, but coming along. Okie dokes. Glue gun over here. I'm pleased with that. That's good progress. All right. Got my green peppers. This is their glitter side up. This is the side I did yesterday. So I'm going to do the underside. Then I'm going to do the edges. And then I'm going to slice it and do just the very ends, and then they'll be ready. It's a process. It takes love and devotion. And this is 17. This is session 17. And we are 2 months into our 10-month journey. Something to think about. That's amazing. I am feel that the project is giving me a renewed sense of awe for what it is like to do all the work of these shoes. Okay, flipping it over and doing just the other side. It looks pretty good. The green on the green, I don't really see any spots showing through, but if I put it if I put this on the pizza slice and I see a hole, that's going to make me nuts. So I think I'm able to do the top and the sides. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So y'all can see with my brush stroke, I'm getting the top and I'm getting the glue on the edges. I've got a hair in my lip gloss and it's making me want to throw things. All right. So I don't go all the way to the end so that I have that to grip, but I'm going to pat the side a little bit. Pat the side a little bit. I don't need to absolutely lose my mind doing it, but I do kind of want it to be done well. And here's my bell pepper mix. Mix of greens, a little bit of gumbo Z in there. Boop, boop, boo. Boop, boop, boo. All right. Nice strip. So when that dries, when this dries, we can cut it up, do the edges, and then we're ready to glue it together. All right, flip it over. Same thing. Second verse, same as the first. And I did about one strip per slice of pizza, and I think that is still going to be kind of overkill. But as I have said, every time I have worked on these toppings, and it has appeared in many sessions because it takes a lot of, each step is little, but it's many of them. All right, glue on the sides, glue on the top or the bottom, depending on how you're thinking about it. With the pepperonis, there's a side. With the bell pepper, there isn't because it's too it would be too aggravating trying to figure out which side was up with the bell peppers. All right. So every time I've worked on it, I've mentioned that your particular flavor of inconvenience is going to be a personal that's going to be a personal choice for you. For me, I want to get everything right and have everything good to go, and then when I glue it all together, it all is harmonious. But if for you it's not as big a deal, oh, if for you it's not as big a deal, then you approach it the way that makes sense and feels good for you. I spilled a little bit there. You guys maybe can't see, but I spilled a little. Ah, and I probably got a couple little flakes of burger. I've probably got a couple little of the burger confetti. I probably got a couple little flakes of tomato red. That is okay. Our bell peppers are still going to look fabulous. All right, strip number 3, one strip left. And I've given some thought to our April, right? March, April. I've given some thought to our April girls. Gonna get those started pretty soon because we're done with the velvets. We're nearing the end of the pizzas and the po' boys. So probably time to think about what our next 2 designs are gonna be. I have some thoughts, of course, but I will probably try to lock that in pretty soon because tomorrow is April Fool's Day. All right, that's the last little strip. She's done. So I have one more round of tiny little, and I'll show y'all how I do that. Tiny little bell pepper. How is my glazing going? My patty is the glaze is drying. I'm starting to see the patty again. So we're doing good there. Let me scooch her. Can I fit all this on one tray? That would be lovely. I bet I can. I bet we can do that. Sometimes I get over ambitious and then I regret it. Okay. Burger patty, bell pepper strips, one tray into the dehydrator. And make sure we don't bump anybody. We did it. We didn't bump anybody. This kind of gluey paper, I'm going to go ahead and put her into the trash. Clean my station a little bit. I need to get some more of the big white sheets of paper at Craft Culture. Da, 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 da. Grabbing some scrap paper. All right. Time for tomatoes. Tomatoes, pickles, lettuce. We're doing awesome. And then, ooh, come here, guys. The pickle color I picked has really grown on me, but you can absolutely use whatever kind of pickly green is in your stash. All right, we did the top. Woo, that was exciting. We did the top, we did the bottom. Time to do the edge. And the edge is the part that's going to actually show. So, you know. Rolling all the way around. And it does kind of cross over a little bit, but that's totally fine. All right, and we'll see if one coat is enough on these. I don't know yet. Tomato. I want to put my tray. I want to put my tray someplace. So give me a second to get my ducks in a row. I feel like fully half of my videos is just me moving stuff around, even though I've got plenty of space. All right, there she blows. 1 tomato down, 11 tomatoes to go. We've got this all day. And then we'll do our 4 little pickles. And then we'll make some lettuce. And then we'll glue our pizzas together. And I need to decide if I'm gonna letter the pizzas. Maybe I'll do that. I kind of want to use clean red and clean green for my pizzas. So that's, if I have any handy, I'll probably letter the pizzas today. Tomato. Zen tasks. Whew. Though, man, if I get, not if, when I get these pizza slices done, oop, my jar is empty. When I get these pizza slices done and these po' boys done and my waves are done and my king cakes are done. So the first 2 months, 3 shoes is 6 shoes is 10%, 3 shoes is 5%. I will be 20% of the way done. I will be 20% of the way to my goal. That doesn't sound like a lot, but that's a lot. 12 shoes done in March, unheard of, unprecedented. I'm sure there are many people who have more shoes than that done already. But I'm trying to pump myself up. I'm trying to give myself some snaps. All right. Tomato slice. Nice and pretty. And I was debating whether I wanted to mix a little bit of a darker red in with the moms for the peel. But I feel like those Creole tomatoes are kind of a little bit um pinker, a little bit lighter. So maybe I'll play around with some. Oh, caprese would be really pretty if I did a bunch of different like heirloom tomatoes and did like some basil leaves. That would be so pretty. I do want to do some veggie stuff. I think veggies are kind of having a little bit of a moment. I'm seeing like veggies on rugs and throw pillows and stuff. I think that's a fun. And I mentioned last time or the time before or who knows, or I said it in my head but not out loud, or I said it during a workshop. I want to do some shoes based on like popular carnival advice, like hydrate and remember to eat your veggies. And I've definitely got some mermaid stuff coming up because I have a mermaid class in April. So possibly I'll do some mermaid themed shoes in here. Some teals and some pearls and some seashells. Somebody sent me a bunch of seashells in the mail or sent Craft Culture a bunch of seashells in the mail. I'm very grateful. I say somebody not because I don't remember her name. I don't want to use people's name in the video without I don't want to just put people out there. I don't want her getting bothered by people. Okay. Boop. 2, 4, 6, 7. We're halfway there. We're more than halfway there. Less than halfway if you count the pickles, but the pickles are quick. Quick pickle. But yeah, different tomatoes would be really pretty. I might do that for no reason other than to please myself. And I love tomatoes. That would be really cute. Like slices of different heirloom tomatoes, and then you could like paint the pattern of a sliced tomato. And you could do like some red ones and some green ones and like purple or I need to look up the heirloom tomatoes. It's been a minute. I want to say purple zebra, black zebra. I don't know. Green zebra. There's a zebra tomato. My apologies to tomato aficionados for getting the tomatoes wrong. And then like maybe a little cluster of cherry tomatoes, some little sun golds. And you could do a leaf green shoe with a bunch of tomato slices and cherry tomatoes and tomato vines. That's one of my favorite scents is the scent of tomato leaves. I like that very much. All right. I bought a kitchen spray that said it smelled like tomato vine and it smelled good, but it didn't hit the spot for me. Tomato, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2 more tomatoes, 4 more pickles. We are in we are in the money. We are sitting pretty. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. So for this, I'm probably just gonna be chill and do just a single coat of Ponchatoula strawberry all over the slice. That's probably plenty because you barely see the slice. It's still worth doing and it's worth doing right, but I also wouldn't like now is not the time to really bust out the little tiny brushes and get real artistic. But a tomato shoe would be very cute. Now I'm kind of thinking about that. Now that's kind of rolling around in my head what that would look like. Because I do want to do some veggie shoes and I have some kind of thoughts about that. So maybe April will be our good advice, our month of good advice, or our month of carnival advice. Hydrate, eat your veggies. Eat something other than king cake, just every once in a while, just to keep your motor running. Oh, look at my beautiful slices of tomato. Love it. I think I've got room if I scooch. I did not lay these out wisely. I need a little bit of room for my pickles. Just a little room to sneak a pickle. All right. Yeah, made a little pickle room. And so to reiterate, because I like to reiterate every time, because I don't know where people are in their viewing. I don't know what's going on with people. I used the big lemon slices to make my tomato slices. They're just about the right size and thickness, and they're light and they're cheap. So, like, hell yeah. And then I used a little lime slice to make a couple of pickles. And I'm putting pickles on my burger, but I'm not putting pickles on my po' boy. Even though I do like pickles on my po' boy, the little crunch, the little sour crunch against the fried shrimp is very lovely. But a little artistic editing is taking place. All right. Pickle slice. One. So if you want to put pickles on your sandwich, I absolutely wholeheartedly encourage you to indulge your sandwich dreams. I was kind of wondering, and I'm gonna put it up on the Patreon. I'm gonna do a post of like inspo pics and like what the various pieces of it that kind of inspired me. Because like I mentioned, I saw for the burger there was that set of wrapping paper where you got a bunch of rectangular boxes and you wrap each box and it makes the burger. That is very cute. I'm trying to imagine like exactly what the very specific gift giving. I guess somebody who was into board games, and I do have a lot of board game people in my life. So if I was giving someone 6 board games, I would use that burger wrapping paper. But that's a pretty big if, even for me. But it really is a cute concept, and I think it's as much conceptual as it is practical, like a lot of fun ideas. So maybe you get some prop boxes and you just put them under the Christmas tree because it's cute, or you put them at a birthday party table or something, or a wedding table. I don't know. But I'll post a picture of that because it is very cute and it did absolutely inspire me. The other is the Gucci platform, which has the stripes. And I want to find it. I know the muse who did it. I know a muse who did a version of that. And it was really cool. And so I would love to, if I can find a picture of hers and check with her to share it. And then, of course, my friend Jamie did a muffalata flip flop that is brilliant and like has texture. And she like chopped the olive salad and it's amazing. So I would love to share pictures of those for other people to enjoy the inspiration. Um, but yeah, so I'm gonna try to throw some pics in the Patreon just so people kind of know what the thought process looks like. Tomatoes, pickles, done when they dry. Let's check in on our burger patty. Oh yeah, it's getting drier. I don't wanna. It's getting drier. A little bit more to go, and then we'll flip it. We'll glitter the other side, and then we'll glaze that, and then our burger patty will be good to go. It's extra work, but it really makes the texture. It really makes it look like it's got the little crumbles of beef, little beefy crumbles. All right. So what's next? What's next is a little bit more lettuce, I think, or what should we do? Where are we at? 30. This one piece of hair is making me crazy. 35 minutes in. What do we want to do? What do we think we want to do? You know what? Yeah, let's make a little bit. Why not? Let's make a little bit more lettuce. And then we'll put our pizzas together. All right. Tomato glitter over there. Plastic bag. My glue's a little bit kind of goopy. I mean, not goopy, a little bit contaminated, but it'll be all right. This lettuce is just going to have a little salt and pepper in it. Boop, ba doop, ba doo. Lumps of glue. Mesh tool. I'm going to round off the edges a little so it looks a little less cubey and a little bit more leafy. Hopefully y'all can see. I know it's so hard because it's so sheer, but can y'all see? I cut the edges off, just made it a little bit more leafy. And now I smoosh it into the glue puddle that I made to kind of help it hold its shape. Oh, I'm glad I have gloves on because I'm getting pretty messy. Same thing. Maybe not a bad idea to cut your lettuce sleeves before you get the glue in your fingers. Maybe do the cut step before you glue. You know, live and learn. Leben und leben lassen. All right. Leben und leben lassen does not mean live and learn. It means live and let live, I believe. Leben und leben lassen. I don't speak German. Okay. So now that I've got them in place, I use the glue to sort of give them a little extra. I'm going a little quicker on this. There's a different video that has like a slightly more methodical, a slightly more thorough ba, ba, ba. Tutorial is a strong word, but walkthrough, I guess, maybe. The lettuce is not so complicated that it needs like a full tutorial. So with the glue, I'm both crinkling it and kind of sticking it to the bag. So the glue is putting some crinkle in the texture of the lettuce, making it look sort of lettucey and not just like a flat piece of tulle. And also it's putting the glue, the combination of tulle, glue, and glitter makes sort of a sheet, makes a kind of continuous piece. The tulle kind of provides like the framework, like the scaffold on which we build our lettuce, our glitter lettuce leaves. All right, so plenty of glue. And I don't know if I've shown y'all what it looks like when I peel this. Maybe I have, but I will. Okay, so those are my two tulle kind of, and I have my lime green, but I'm gonna do good juju. You could use green thumb. That would be a little bit minty, but sometimes the lettuce on a sandwich is a little bit washed out. All right, lettuce. All right, onto the tray. Let me make two more sheets real quick because I think I'm gonna need, those are even a little big. I might have to cut those down. I think I'm gonna need, I want three little pieces on my po' boys. So let me cut three little pieces, and if that's what I want, maybe I should like actually design that. Maybe I should actually shoot for that. So I'm gonna cut three little pieces. I don't want them to look too regular, but I'm gonna cut three kind of ovals and then smoosh them and see if I can get them little. Mhm. All right, three little pieces. I just had a bag from my bag pile. Where did you go, charming Billy? All right. Let me see if I can fit three on here. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. All right. My three little circles. Scrunch them a little. Smoosh them in the glue. The glue holds the scrunch and also the glitter. And if these touch each other and I have to cut them apart, that's not a big deal. So I'm going to try to do 3. I made 2 kind of medium pieces. We'll see what cutting those apart looks like. So I'm going to do one po' boy where I do kind of 2 big pieces that I kind of scrunch down and then 3 little pieces that I overlap. We'll try it both ways and see what we like because we are masters of our sparkly destiny. Okay. It's hard to see the white glitter on the white mesh on the white bag. I mean, the bag isn't white. The paper underneath the bag is white, but y'all feel me. I hope. Yeah, the little ones are a little tougher. Just they want to scooch around a little bit more. They don't have the sort of heft to pin them down like the bigger leaves, but that's okay. We can try it both ways and see what works for us. And some people might be doing little stuff. If you're doing like a little burger on a lamp or a grail or something, or little if you're making some little lettuce leaves to make some little like oh, that would be cute if I made some little lettuce leaves and used it as like the put it underneath like my little fake fish on my St. Joseph's altar. That would be really cute. A little fake bed of lettuce. Ooh, that would be really cute. Some little like purple cabbage leaves. Ooh, thoughts. Today's a day of thoughts. Today we are having some thoughts. Some vegetable related plans. Maybe I'm like, boy, I'm having a lot of inspiration around vegetables. Maybe I just need a salad for lunch. Maybe that's calling to me. Maybe it's both. I remember making Muse's shoes pregnant, which was a long time ago because my youngest is now 8. But I remember making Muse's shoes pregnant and they were like all food things. And I was like, man, the pregnancy cravings are really speaking through me right now. And then I was no longer pregnant and I was still making a ton of food themed Muse's shoes. So I think it's just an extremely food based culture. I love my shoes to be love letters to New Orleans, and there's a lot of good eating in this town. And also, I think that's just me. All right, I have a few little flakes of, I'm looking for I'm doing this like it's going to summon my tweezers. Ba, 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 ba. Where are you guys? And I took my toothpicks. Oh, are you a toothpick? Are you my toothpick? Are you my mother? Toothpick. I'm going to remove, I don't mind a few little flakes in the lettuce, but I got some of my big pepperoni dots in there. I don't know how I did that, accidentally, I guess. So I'm just removing the dots. It's not a huge deal. A little bit of some confetti on the lettuce isn't a big deal, and it's the middle of the flake where it really isn't going to show, but might as well clean it up. Okay, these leaves are were a little bit tougher to control, so we're going to see how they dry. The little pieces just really wanted to slide around, but that's why we experiment. That's why we play around. Oh, I should have made some lettuce with green thumb to see how I felt about it. Yeah. Okie dokies. Lettuce is made. Tomatoes are glittered. Pickles are glittered. Bell pepper is drying. Burger patty is drying. Let me check and see if before I move on to assembly, let me see if there's anything I can do. Yeah, my burger patty the glaze is almost dry on this. Are these? Those feel pretty good. I'm gonna give them a little more time. I'm gonna be patient. I'm gonna do the right thing. Okay, let me put my lettuce into all right, that's my po' boy lettuce because I already put my burger lettuce. All right, okay, here we go. Here we go. I say that like we haven't been going, but whew. All right. Let me get my space a little orderly. I've got some clean. I usually have an old water bottle that I put my glazed water in because I just know I'm going to knock over a cup. But that's not a right now project. Not everything is a right now product or project. Cap my glitter. Bag my glue for now. I won't bag my glaze for now because it's not going to dry out. It's pretty. Um, do I want to? I think I can do before I know I just packed it up, but I think before I pack everything up, I'm going to do the other side of the beef patty. So this has been glittered, and as the glaze is almost dry, the glaze on the side, it's not like bone dry, but it's dry enough that I can handle it. And you can absolutely wait and probably, in general, if your options are it's not quite bone dry, but I can handle it, or wait until it's bone dry, waiting for it to be dry is better. But sometimes the reality is that we shortcut a little bit to keep it moving, and we live with the whatever imperfections occur. The difficulty for me is a lot of the time I think I'm taking a shortcut and I'm making more work for myself. I imagine a lot of people know that feel. It's like, oh, this isn't fully dry, but I'm just going to do this. It's enough that I can do this second step. And then it's like, oh, nope, now I need to do touch ups that take longer than if I had just waited. No tale of woe like the crafter who cannot be patient. All right, so this is the other side of the patty, the underside of the patty. The sandwich does have an orientation because it needs to stack. Do, 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 do. Okay. Do, 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 do. All right. Okay. So yeah, she's not dry, but I can set her back on her little spot and let her dry the rest of the way, and then we'll glaze this at the end of the session. All right. And that dropping stuff. That's how we keep it rolling. That's how we keep it moving. We maybe dropped a few things, but we're picking them back up. All right, all right, all right. Into the dehydrator she goes, and that is the glittering on our burger is done. Yeah, after when I finish all these, we're gonna do a soft reset. We're gonna put away the colors that we're not using. Gonna clean the space, vacuum the space, clean the rugs, get everything nice and ready for the next round because good preparation makes our work more efficient. Okay. All right. What? And now it is assembly time. All right. So I've got all my stuff all ready because I've been keeping it kind of in a nice little pile. I've got my glue gun with my 5 foot glue roll ready for action. The 5 foot roll is amazing. You don't have to stop and reload. All right. Got a pizza. Got a pizza. Got a pizza and got a slice of pizza. Let me give these gals a bit of a brush before we move on. Just make sure all the little bits and bobs are loose and yeah, because she's gotten a few layers now. As you will recall, we did silver on the server. We did baked with love first on our wedge and on the crust. Then we did some pizza sauce. We kind of blobbed our brush on there so the pizza sauce would look a little bit organic. Then we took a combination of sort of reclaimed